1, go.
Two ugly men,
Yeah.
two hearts of love, two muddled minds, two coffee cups.
Welcome back to the mud. All right,
It's time.
rapid fire.
Go for no more.
What's our topic?
The topic is uniforms.
Hey,
And you should know, Joe. Actually, let's go take a look at the newest business in the league. Near and dear to my heart is a new fantasy uniform, baby. Ugly Mugs is live, by the way. It's on the Smack board. This time, every week, Monday night, football.
your computer moves so much faster than mine. Oh, baby, look at that
Check this
flannel.
out. I love the plaid. This is by a score, obviously. Even the gloves match, kind of. And the jersey matches you. This is fantastic. Everyone's got to step the game up. If we get a few more of these, we can get a poll going. Best uniforms in the league. I wanted to suggest the debate topic of the best logo in the league, but no one really jumped at that.
Oh, it's mine because mine's the only one that's not plagiarized.
Neither is the Poops, I don't think.
I don't know. And to be honest about these uniforms, we really just want attention because we're just so terrible.
Duluth Trading Company. That's there you go for the Pounders. It's a brand the Pounders can get behind.
Yeah, we're just looking for any motivation. It's a distraction really for our team because we're so terrible. And in fact, I want to take 5 minutes to sulk. I think it could help.
I know sulking.
I'm gonna take your lead on this, and it's just been really hard lately. My family doesn't even love me anymore. My son doesn't respect me.
Too far with the sulk.
My wife no longer loves me.
The sulk has to.
She only sees
the sulk has to feel genuine,
bed.
Joe.
She only sees a stranger when she wakes up in the morning. A shadow of him.
Who is your wife?
I don't know, but we're sulking here. And we're going to win this week because of it.
Well, you need to stop holding grudges. That's what's the cause of all this. It was a bad strategy. It's unholy.
What else
takes us to our next point? Good jerseys, bad tactics from the Buffaloes. Oh, that's the wrong one. Most interesting team of the week might be the Buffaloes now, judging by that those unis. But I'm interested in the American Conference and their woes, and I don't mean to pile on, but I got in touch and brought back someone who can really address. I want a pep talk. And so we've got the president himself, busy for a long time. Mr. President, are you there?
I've been meeting to come on the show for quite some time. Julio, I think it's gonna be a great show now. It's gonna be real great. It is
gonna be great. We need a boost in our ratings, and there's no one better than you.
There's so many whiners out there. No flake. People. It's really horrible. These people won't even make their own show, and they're gonna come on here and complain. It's really despicable.
I couldn't agree more.
Terrible family.
Mr. President, there's something you should be aware of as the Commander-in-Chief of the United States. The American Conference is losing by a full week of games. They've never won a Blood Bowl since it's been the American Conference, but what do you think they need to get back into it?
No, Julio. They're not losing. They are not losing. We're winning. We're winning big. This conference has done more than anyone ever.
You lost 6-1 twice in the first 3 weeks.
Not the response I was looking for, but okay.
You only have one Blood Bowl winner all time. There's 6 total. 5 of them are in the International Conference. What do you think about the International Conference? If they're having more succce, what are they doing different?
You know, how about this Julio guy? Huh? His team is 3-0. He's the commissioner. He's taken over, and he's really screwing us. But you know, he's great. He's great, and he's doing really great. But you know what? We got to get rid of him. He's really screwing us. He's 3-0, and now the International Conference. Supposedly, I don't believe it. They're winning, and
they're sort of laughing at the American Conference. I mean, it's getting to that point. We're eating the American Conference's lunch, Mr. President. Just to put a point on it. How can the American Conference turn it around?
You know what? We got to get rid of Julio. Good thing we didn't expand this offseason. That would have been horrible. Well,
Julio was against the expansion, or at the very least, he didn't push it through.
And it's good. It's good that we didn't expand. You know, we would have gotten these freeloaders who would have just came in the league and not participated. You know, how about the Pounders? I really like these Pounders.
They're 1-2. Do you think they're the team to turn it around for the American Conference?
I think
this week they play.
I think Matt is an outstanding man. He's standing up to Antifa and Black Lives Matter. And how about Arizona Ants? The
newest team. So you've been following us this year. So we got the Ants and the Pounders are your picks for the American Conference.
You know that I was voted in as the next commissioner, and then Julio schlonged me, and somehow
you lost the popular vote, or I did. Sometimes I forget.
You lost the popular vote. You won the electoral, but
it's true.
2 years from now, a year from now, maybe.
You're welcome. It's an executive order from executive to executive. You can be commissioner right now, really.
And my son, holy cow, what is wrong with this guy? He's a complete loser.
Hey, that's the deputy, sir.
0-3, horrible. He's no son of mine. But he has to be a son of mine if I want to be commissioner. So he is my son. And
he's 0-3. I think he might be sabotaging the International Conference. Is he an American, or is he's on Native American soil? It's a dilemma.
The whole thing is horrible. It's a horrible situation. We got Antifa, we got protesters over there with the pipeline. But it's our land, it's our oil, and we want them back in the American Conference. That way, the American Conference can have 8 teams, and the International can only have 6.
Mr. President, we don't have long. I got one more question. M&B's way up with Cooper Kupp on the Ants early. Do you think the Ants can turn it around for the American Conference, yay or nay?
Oh, they're going to turn it around. Arizona, they're going to turn it around. They're going to beat those beans back to Mexico. They got really, really bad people on that team coming over the border. That we got to get rid of them. It's going to be really bad. So,
thanks for your time.
This American Conference is so great. It's so good. So great. The Pounder, Arizona. The Pounders. Pound them. Pound them all the way back.
Yo, come back in, please.
Okay.
We only got 5 minutes left on the show.
No. Look, Julio, it's going to be really good.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get him out of here. All right, Joe, we've got 5 minutes to pick the games. Maybe we should make this show go a little longer.
I told you not to invite that guy on.
Call in, by the way. Well, if you can get the president on your show, I mean, that's just proof how good our show is. Let's go into some of these games here. M&B, Angry Ants. I think Antonio Brown against Baltimore, he knocked me out of the playoffs last year. So even though some may say that's not a good matchup, that's a great matchup, and the Ants won't be out of it till the very end. Although those projections are getting out of hand. Joe, what do you think?
You know, I think.
All right. You're right.
Sorry.
You sound just like your father.
Sorry. Yeah. When I think, I kind of sound like.
Far.
When I think, I kind of sound like my mother, Donald. No, I'm going with M&B here. Cup's going off. I think Fuller is going to have like a 50-yard bomb, put him over the edge. There's goes Rudolph. There we go. I told you. Yeah, no, Ants are going down. I do not like Ben Roethlisberger or Antonio Brown at Baltimore at all.
And that Jimmy G loss is a devastating one, but he likes Big Ben going forward, so kind of takes away a headache. Tokyo, Jakestown Danimals. This one I wrote down. I think this is a battle of the tight ends. Rob Gronkowski is going to go wild because Tommy's playing without Cam Newton. You and Tommy actually are the first team to buy concerns. But Jakestown also has to pick between the Pittsburgh tight ends. This one comes down to tight ends, and I'm going to go with Tommy.
I think if Grant does not play Michael Crabtree, he's going to lose.
Interesting. Yeah, Randall Cobb. Can he turn his back on Randall Cobb, though? If you had a player who won you a game single-handedly, was in the game against you, actually, would you be able to just bench him the next week?
Yeah. You got to be a little cold-hearted to be a good owner.
Yeah, I've been that way this year, but it really backfired. Adrian Peterson would have gotten me an easy win last week.
You're undefeated.
It was a tough one, though, Joe. Here's the other undefeated team. And if you remember the last time Heliopolis won the Blood Bowl, or the time they did win, I was behind them early saying this is a good roster, and they were never getting any respect. So they're number one in the polls now. I think they're pretty good, so I think they're going to win by default.
I think their luck has run out.
Chris Carson is this year's Isaiah Crowell. Remember, there was I remember thinking I guess Isaiah Crowell is one of the running backs, but he was pretty good, even though he didn't flash on the screen. So you're picking Cowtown?
I'm picking Cowtown. I think Julio Jones is going to go off. Completely off.
Who do you think he's going to play in the flex? Ooh, Aaron Jones will be coming back. And Jordy Nelson. Casey and I may be the only people who noticed this, but Jordy Nelson last week in a very random game scored 41 points.
Yeah, good pickup. Got to admit, good pickup. Good stuff.
So he could play Duke Johnson. He could play Josh Gordon.
Cowtown's looking good. He's got that Jordan.
Who would you play, Joe?
I would play Alshon.
Alshon Jeffrey. I would play. I might play. I would play Josh Gordon because I'd be too excited. I was scared he was going to play him last time.
Uh-oh.
Commissioners, Buffaloes. Joe, I'm picking you.
I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. I stink. I'll never be good.
Well, I'm picking you based on the Denver defense. Well, don't do that. Denver game's going to be huge.
No, I'm going to lose.
The Chiefs against Denver. The Chiefs can beat.
He's got 5 Monday nighters. He's going to win.
Oh, and that game's on Monday night. Joe, don't try the moping because it takes years of practice. What you need to do is do fantasy hexing defense on Monday night behind the Broncos. That's the ticket. The poop curtain we got. Because my moping is very real. That's how I feel about my team. And then if it works, I guess I'll take it. But although I can't really mope right now. just wouldn't work. All right.
All right.
Payne's Potentials are doing this weird. I think this was started by the Commissioners way back when.
Yeah, back when they were the Dapper Dans.
So that makes it a little tricky.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with the Potentials here.
Yeah, they're on a streak, and this is a game to keep it going. But I noticed that the players that are ruining Beth's team are they're all playing teams they should do well against. The Seahawks, I think, are not so good on defense anymore against the Cardinals. And Tom Brady's going against Miami, who he dominates for decades. So I think Graceland's got a good chance to get back on the board. But yeah, it'll be close.
House of Pain at Pounders. Ooh, this is the battle of the bad boys right here.
Yeah. Although whenever the quote unquote bad boys of the league play each other, unless it's like even sometimes when it is Tom and Anthony, there's never this much smack talk. It's always some random game that generates all the smack talk. So I expect to hear crickets out of this game.
And I am going with the Pounders. I think Sony Mike, whatever his name is, Michael, is going to get over 20 points a week.
That's interesting. I think the Pounders...
bold prediction.
The Pounders have got to make a pick between rookie running backs now. They usually pick one in the draft, and then he ends up being good. But now they have a weekly decision, and I'll watch that with interest. I mean, trusting a Lions running back. And on the two teams where you don't want their running backs, the Patriots and the Lions. So
yeah,
that's an interesting one. Hop just wins. I never really pay attention to the roster. They're just winners.
All right. And
Robert Woods has way too many points than he needs to have.
The first loss of the season
for the Poops.
To the Poops.
Look at this. This is a good sign. Jared Goff. That makes me feel a little bit better. I think this one comes down to the Texans Indy game. And I don't know. It'll come down to that game, those quarterbacks playing each other. That's the one I'm going to be watching, at least. And we didn't get any guests. Should we wait a second for a guest? Halftime did just start now.
Guess we can wait 5 minutes. Then we're going to look like idiots if we don't get one.
We're already a couple minutes overtime. Yeah. Your mother wouldn't wait for guests, so we're not going to either. Let's call it a day. Two ugly mugs, two hearts of love, two muddled minds.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Tune in next week. So the Donald will be on. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be so great. We're not going to stop the broadcast.
Great again. Make America great again.
We're going to make America safe again. We're going to make it great again. And now we're going to stop the broadcast.